I gotta get in there. I was afraid of that. Don't do it. That's going for a while. Definitely make it up on the other side. This one must hold the glove box together. You're holding them things wrong. Not the space shuttle together. I think it's just two inside ones. I don't know if I got them all or not. Everything's so rusty now that battery doesn't hurt. believe we're still recording. All right. Here's that part. Hey, it's harness out of the way. Got the little plastic thing sticking from top to bottom. And a horn wire, it looks real easy to get to. Ground wire. Yeah, it's still ground on the side, but that horn wire. Wow. Trash truck right there. We all wonder why I'm doing this. There's a couple of reasons. One is I have a funny feeling that rubber bushing or the radiator support is bad on that side. Mine on my green one is so bad because of the rust where the battery was that it ate. There wasn't enough left. Nobody at the time was remaking these. I think I can find them now. Well, I was afraid it was making it too tall or too short, and I have to either. You run into problems if you don't use the factory stuff. And I just stabbed myself in the chest with that, or my stomach. That was nice. And that wire, when I go back through that. Wow. Here's a way to do something. Oh, wait, I'm going to do this. There it is. I still have to get it out of there though. It's just a plastic drum. I guess I can make it go away. There we go. All right. Up 16th. One side is. I don't know what that side over there is going to be because of the rust. hot. I said that's hot. A minute. Well, there you go. And the second reason I took it off is it makes it so much easier if you're going to do a complete engine and transmission swap. If you're just sticking an engine in, it's not that big of a deal to leave the, if you leave the transmission in it, you can get that motor pulled a little bit, it comes up. I mean, most of you who've done these swap or any type of engine swap before, it's not hard to get it out by itself. And you can pull the motor and transmission with, they call it a doghouse. I'm going to say it's the front clip. You can pull it without it. It's hard, and I always have to do this stuff by myself. You got two people, that's one thing. Last time I did this by myself, I was putting both of them in together. I had that cherry picker extended all the way out. I got it about half, 3/4 of the way in there, and I was over trying to jerk and jump on it to get it to do what I wanted to. And the back of that cherry picker picked up, dropped that thing in there, and it was about everything I could do. I ended up having to call somebody over to help me stand on that because I let the pressure off, but I couldn't get everything was pinned. So I won't do that again, both of them together. And because I don't know if I'm going to do another LS swap or if I'm just going to use what's here, it's still not a bad idea to pull. I'm just going to pull them both out together. It makes it easier to clean. The vehicle's in lighter, I can move it around a lot easier. I've got a lot of stuff to do underneath now, so I'm probably going to shut you off. I got to pull the exhaust, starter, drive shaft, cross member, the shifter cable that I can't tell what happened to it. I don't know if it's underneath or up on top, so I'm going to have to see what happened. And motor mount bolts, fuel pump's got to come off. I can get the bolt out of the motor mount with the fuel pump on. I won't bore you with all that stuff, although sometimes this is kind of the most people want to see is actually pulling the motor, but you can actually see that anywhere on YouTube, people pulling engines out. And everybody's got their ways to do it. It's great to have a forklift or a hoist or whatever, a lift. Boy, that would be handy. Someday I'll probably have one. Right now, it's just not a priority. They're really not all that expensive anymore. You can actually get on eBay and buy a Chinese one shipped to your house for under $2 grand. I wouldn't mind having a 4-post so that I can put a couple of cars stacked on top of each other. I probably wouldn't work off of it much. And then a 2-post where you can actually get the tires, off the ground and whatnot. Work on it. We'll deal with that as time comes. But this also allowed me, guys, I'm going to take you off this for just a second. I want to show you another reason why it's always a good idea to take these loose. Sorry, biting the camera off for the tripod. You get this. You get these things. Look at that crap that fell out of that. Just taking that loose. That stuff's up in there in almost all cars because there's always pockets of places that you cannot get to with this stuff in place. And they are they're notorious for this. All of them have their places that this happens. This side isn't as bad. But as you can still see, though, it still has, and you can get to now, I can get to everything, stuff that I could not get before. This is actually like a drain vent. It's actually broke, cracked. So I think it's a drain, to get, like if you get water up in your cowling area, it's supposed to have drains. I assume it's that. But anyway, this allows you to get to places that you cannot get to normally. And as I explain to you, actually look at that inside of that fender, still more stuff fell out of it, and there's places where you can't get to it. So it's always a good idea. If you're going to do this, let's just do it once. And then another reason is look at all that blue paint that's come through. This needs to be took down and done right, and the only way to really do that is to where you can lay this thing out and get to it. Sandblaster would be great, but I can separate the inner fender from the out, and I can clean a bunch of stuff up, check for rust, check for potential rust spots. I could even go in here after it's all cleaned up and took care of. Plus I'm going to take that, I don't think I'm going to put those emblems back on. They're actually bolted on, the Malibu plastic one. And I think I'm going to take those off, and then I'm going to weld those holes shut. You know, I don't care if somebody knows it's what it is or not. It's just they're a pain. You can't clean the car right with them. They're a potential rust spot. They're easy to get tore up. I just don't like them, and I'll be honest with you. I probably, unless I find a really good deal, I probably won't put those surrounds back on, those fender, that chrome crap around the fenders. Those will go away also, those stripes, the strips, and there's a couple of reasons why. I know it's getting dark, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I want to sit down here and show you this. This is the quarter I'm replacing, and you see these little tits, I'm going to call them, whatever you want to call them, politically correct or not. That's what holds this thing on all the way down on the fenders, the doors, and these quarters. The new quarters obviously does not have those. So I'd have to literally glue that on there, and they're missing pieces. I don't know if anybody's even remaking them. I probably will get this chrome replaced for these door edges, because these doors are so long, it's easy to swing them out and hit other things. They're aluminum, and they don't take a big hit, but if just a small hit, if you're paying attention to what you're doing, they'll at least save your car, and it potentially won't hurt the car next to you as bad with them on there, but you'll definitely hurt yours. So it's a good idea to put those back on there. But anyway, I have to grind those off and whatnot. But anyway, as you can see, made some progress today. The bumper's going to come off next. Like I said, you literally have to separate everything out to get that filler piece out anyway. And I can see blue paint coming in from it, so to do it right, it needs to be stripped all the way down. And those bolts are really, really hard to get to with the radiator support on and whatnot with a impact. At least this way I can kind of get to it from the back side. So anyway, I may do a video of the engine actually coming out. I don't know, we'll kind of play it by ear. But, as you can see though, it's a lot easier to get to like this. And yes, it took me from start to finish was less than an hour and a half. Now I did have the radiator drained, so hour and 45 minutes for those who are wondering the actual time. I don't have an editing deal. This is what, if you wanted to watch this, that's great. As an hour and a half of just watching me take stuff off in and out of the camera, not talking, making funny noises, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to get off here, guys. So thanks for hanging with me. Talk to you later.